I am going to rank all the seasons of Once Upon a Time. I'm not just ranking the seasons, I also have the separate arcs for Arc A and Arc B. I'm going to rank the season overall, but I'm also going to rank the half seasons separately as well. So as you can see, I have a poster for each season. This is the overall seasons, the one that says the complete first season on it. All the ones that don't say the complete first season, second season, third season, whatever, see where my mouse is. These ones will be used for the first half. And then as you see, I have posters for the second half as well. I'm also going to rank the musical episode, which is my favorite episode, kind of a spoiler. You probably know which category that's going to go in. And I don't know if you know this, not a lot of people who are watching the show now know this, but back when I was watching this live, there was these Once Upon a Time special episodes, and they're not on Disney Plus, and they never came on Netflix. It's kind of frustrating. They're hard to come by, but they're right here. We're going to rank all the Once Upon a Time recap specials. Each season, most seasons have two. Season 1, Wonderland, and Season 7 don't have any. But because each season almost had two, except for 5, which had one, there was 9 specials. So we're going to rank the Once Upon a Time specials. And then just to kind of be funny, going to rank the musical again. The reason, this is my custom-made musical. You know, if I were to ever make Once Upon a Time into a Broadway musical, I'm just gonna rank would it be a good musical just for fun. Um, this is just this is based on my personal opinion, by the way. Um, I'm going to rank on the ending of the show, but I'm also going to rank the beginning of the show. And so anyway, so that's why some of these posters are on here. I'm going to rank the specials overall as well as if it was one season. And then I think that pretty much covers it. So yeah, I'm gonna rank. So besides the musical episodes, and besides the specials, and besides the seasons and the half a season. Oh yeah, so actually this is not the one for overall. This is over here. Then I'm gonna rank the show overall, including the spin-off series. And then I don't know what this is. I think this is to represent the beginning of the show. Yeah. So anyway, so that's what pretty much all these are. There's 40 posters in total, so I'm gonna put them all up here. So I have 4 categories. We have the seasons, the arcs, the specials, and then the musical stuff. So we're going to do 4 rankings here, and we're going to start with the seasons. And so as you can see up here, I have favorite, perfect. That's like, it's better than 10 out of 10. This show's 11 out of 10, or, it's perfect. And then you have the best, which is like 10 out of 10, kind of like A. So this is like A plus, and then this is like A. And then good is like a B, 50-50 C. D is okay. Meh. Could use, it's not quite okay. It's just meh. I didn't like most of it, but it was decent, right? That's more like a D minus, I guess you could say. F, hate. And then dead and really bad. It was really bad garbage. So anyway, so we're gonna rank this. All right, let's start with the seasons though. Seasons overall, not individual arcs. So season 1. Oh wow, how do I scroll up? Oh no, I don't hate it. Don't worry, I don't hate it. Okay. I can't even see all the categories. Hang on. Go up. Shoot. Okay, I'm gonna drop it here. It's not going in the good section. It's way better than that. Season 1, one of the best seasons, but not my favorite seasons, is where I would probably put it. I really liked how the show started, but when I joined the show, I watched season 3. That was my first season. Season 1 was my second season, and then season 2 was my third because I missed the first 2 seasons when they were live. It was a great season, but not my favorite. Season 2. All right, let's go up a little bit. Season 2, I say, I don't know, was it the best? No, I think it was good. It was good. Season 2 was good. It was kind of messy, though. It did introduce us to Hook. It was good. Season 3, I don't hate it or anything. Just let me. Sorry, my computer's being weird. Season 3 would actually be my favorite because it has the Back to the Future episode. It's a perfect favorite season. So I'm gonna put that there. Um, Now for season 4, I'm probably gonna put. Some people don't like the Queens of Darkness arc. I thought it was good. My favorite episode was when the Wicked Witch came back, so that's what I mostly liked about that season. I liked how they brought back the Wicked Witch. I did also like Frozen. So probably one of the best seasons, but not my favorite season. Um this is my favorite season because it has the Back to the Future episode, and I loved Peter Pan. It's not my favorite movie anymore, but it was back then, and that's what got me into the show. The Wicked Witch was good. But because it's not mainly focused on the Wicked Witch, it's not in the good section. It's mostly favorite. And so that's why you have that there. This is the best. This is one of the best seasons, but it's not my personal favorite because it wasn't even the first season I watched. It didn't draw me to the show that the fact that the fairy tales were in real life. And they were cursed and forgot who they were. What drew me to the show was the fact that Peter Pan was a villain. I thought that was crazy. Um, I prefer Peter Pan being the villain. He's kidnapped lost boys. That's against the law. So, anyway, and I do like Frozen, and I love the Wicked Witch. So yeah, I guess in all, the Wicked Witch was good, but she became better when she came back in season 4. Season 2 was kind of a mess, but it was still a good season overall. We got introduced to Captain Hook. I liked the idea. It felt like a movie. Snow and Charming were separated. They had to get back home. Queen of Hearts, the last few episodes were kind of boring, but for most of the season, it was pretty good. All right, for season 5. Oh shoot. Okay, hang on. I need to scroll up. Okay, we're not. This is not 50-50. I'm just trying to scroll up. What do I think about season 5? Emma being the dark one. I really did like the underworld. As Emma being the dark one, I think the curse was a little too much. That was the third curse in a row. I don't think we really need to do that. Now, was really very excited to see Emma become the villain, and I was interested in seeing what Merlin looked like and what Camlet was, but how they betrayed it, Emma wasn't doing much evil. I like the underworld part better. So I guess I could kind of say it was a good season. And I think it'd be unfair if I didn't have a season that was at least 50-50. So I'm going to put this in the 50-50. It was definitely better than okay. I don't know. I would put it just below good. I don't think it's exactly 50-50. There were some things I liked on the Dark Swan side of the show, but anyway, this is just a season. This is just a ranking of the season overall. So when we get into the arcs, I'll organize that. But I would put it just below good, but better than 50-50. It's kind of difficult. But I think when it comes down to it, I think I didn't like the Dark Swan arc for the most part, and I did like the Underworld for the most part. So, in all, let's do 50-50. That was kind of confusing. Anyway, season 6. It has my favorite episode, the musical episode, but that's only one episode, which is why I'm doing a separate ranking for that. So, taking out the musical episode, again, it was a sloppy season, and it was okay. Not the best, but okay. Now I do hate season 7, but not enough to actually hate it. I do. My reason for hating it was not because they took out the main cast. I like the new cast. I think we spent a little too long with the old cast. I think it was time for something new. They were running out of flashback ideas. They were giving us flashbacks to things that we didn't need to know about. Like an unneeded story of Snow and Charming and how they met before they met in season 6, episode 7. So yeah, no, it's a good thing we got new characters. What I didn't like was, now I do think the show could have stopped at 6 seasons. I think that was enough. I think it was going on too long. But since they were doing season 7 anyway, I was at least trying to be invested in it, and I really did actually enjoy it. The only problem was that they didn't give us 6 seasons with these new characters, and so yeah, since we didn't get enough time with these new characters, I wanted to see a flashback of Henry and Jack and the Beanstalk, and that never happened. There's other flashbacks and holes missing in the new characters' backstories, and that's mainly because it didn't get the same opportunity the original cast got. So, because it was shortened to one season and timelines felt rushed. I don't hate it. There was some stuff I liked. I actually liked the new cast. I just didn't like the story overall because it was quick and we needed 12 seasons with this show. I would prefer ending it at 6, but because season 7's out there and there's nothing we can do to get rid of it, it should have gone to 12 seasons if that was the case. Some of you disagree with that, but that's my personal opinion. However, I do have my reasons for hating it because it was only one season. Some of you just wish it didn't exist at all, which I can totally understand. But it's not completely hateable, but it's kind of meh. But because there's at least a few episodes that I would say I liked, like the Belle episode and Emma episode, and then I did like the series finale. That's probably my favorite episode of the season. So that's why it's not hateable. It's just meh. Lastly, most people don't rank this season, but it's Once Upon a Time in Wonderland. I don't like it. The only reason I watch it is because I hate odd numbers. So this is like my 8th season per se. I wouldn't hate it though. I just think it was, I don't know if I should put okay or 50-50. I think they could have probably gone longer. I don't know. I do somewhat like it. It's definitely not good. It's somewhere between okay and 50-50. Mm, hmm We'll just put it okay. It was okay. It was okay. All right, and then so that's all the seasons of Once Upon a Time. We'll quickly rank the specials overall. Let's just hurry and do that. Overall, the specials, the season recaps. We'll go into detail of each individual season recap, but I like overall. I kind of like them. I don't put them in the trash. I'm just dropping it there for a second so I can scroll up. Um, I do like them. They are pretty good. I really love them. Um, I think they done a little bit too much. I think one per season was good enough. Actually, I think the opposite sometimes. Sometimes I'm kind of upset because, so they did 2 for season 2, even though there was not 2 arcs. They did 2 for season 2, and then season 3 they had one for Neverland and one for Oz, then Frozen and Queens of Darkness, then Camelot, but they didn't do a special for the Underworld season. And I was there live. I was there watching it live. It's not just because it doesn't they didn't put it on the Wikipedia or anything. No, 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 no. I was there live. What they played an hour before the season 5 mid-season premiere, right before the first episode of The Underworld, was just a repeat of episode 11. And so they didn't really do a special. I know, I watched it live. So it kind of bothers me that they didn't do a special for the Underworld arc. But I think, that's just talking about seasons individually. Overall, 9 specials is kind of a lot. I mean, they didn't do one for season 1 or 7. So I can see why you probably want to make up for that and Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, but there's 9 specials, and so that's more than how many seasons there are. And so one thing I do like about that is that Once Upon a Time in Wonderland has 13 episodes and this has 9. And this is what I make as my 8th season, is I combine these two and create another 22 episode season. So though Once Upon a Time has 156 episodes, I say it has 178 because this is my 8th even number season right there, because 13 plus 9, 13 spin-off episodes plus 9 specials equals 22. So, woo! We got a whole season. Granted, a couple seasons have 23, but most have 22, so that's why I'm like, woohoo! However, it's not the perfect season, and it's not the best due to kind of having a little bit too much, but as far as each episode individually, I did really like them, so that's why I'm putting it like at least in the good section. I might change my mind about putting it in the best. I don't know. I'm a little still upset, even with 9 specials. I'm upset they didn't create one for the Underworld, but again, I think 9 was just generally was a lot of specials, but it did help me make my 8th season. So I guess I will put in the best because of that. And so, all right. Um, so now that we ranked all the seasons and the specials in Once Upon a Time in Wonderland, we're now going to rank the arcs individually. So what season 1 only has one arc, and that's the curse. However, the way I'm going to separate this is, well, let's see. Did I like the flashbacks better, or did I like the present day storyline better? I kind of like both, and so because I would probably say, because I like both, I'd put both the flashbacks and the present in the best section, and so since there's only one arc, we'll just put this in the best section along with season 1. So there's really no difference there. Same with season 2. Actually, it kind of has 3 arcs. You have the whole Emma and Mary Margaret stuck in the Enchant Forest for 9 episodes. Then you have Cora coming to Storybrooke for about 7 episodes. And then you got 6 episodes of the Greg and Tamara, which wasn't that great. So I only liked 2/3 of it, but I didn't create a separate poster for the 3 arcs, and so counting this as one big season arc, I'm gonna have to put it where season 2 is. Sorry, I don't think of it as trash. I can't put it up all the way unless I scroll up. So anyway, we'll put it with season 2. Oh shoot, no, let's put it with season 2. Okay, it's a good season. Overall. There's just some parts of improvement, but it's not 50-50 either, which is why it's above the 50-50. All right, now we're really getting into the arcs. So, all right, so the first half of season 3, I would say Neverland arc. It's not trash. Sorry, just let me scroll up. I will fix that. It's better than good. I just realized I messed up. I took the posters that were supposed to represent the first half with the season poster, so I'm just gonna put this up here and move this one. Would I say the first half of season 3 was perfect? I think it does bring the Star Wars vibes of Peter Pan being Rumple's father. I think it does. It doesn't have my time travel episode though, so I think I would put it in the best section because it was one of the best seasons and best arcs with Peter Pan, but not my favorite. I do have a favorite episode actually. I love the going home, how it wrapped up in Rumpel sacrificed his life, and Regina had to make a sacrifice too. So actually, taking that back, yes, maybe I would put it in the perfect section. No, no, no. It's just one of my favorite episode in season 3 would be the time travel one, but in those first 11 episodes in general, yeah. I don't want to keep the arcs in the same category, so let's put this in the best, and then we'll put the Wicked Witch part because it has the time travel episode. It's hard to judge it when it's only 2, but technically the time travel episode is 2 episodes because it's a 2-hour finale. And so since Going Home, where Emma has to go across the town line and they have to stop Pan's curse, since that's only 1 episode, that's what makes this time travel episode better, is because it has 2 episodes. It was a 2-hour season finale, so we'll put that up there. So season 4 arcs. Frozen. Where are you? Okay, and I know I messed up, so I'm gonna switch this with the other poster. Don't worry, it's not going there. We'll put it right here. Whoops, no, right here. It was one of the best season. As far as the Frozen arc itself, it made me cry watching it. So actually, the Frozen arc itself will go in one of the perfect seasons. I really love the Frozen arc. It's just the other half of season 4 is what kind of dropped it down a little bit. But I really love the Wicked Witch coming back as well. Speaking of which, the Queens of Darkness. I really love the idea of having 3 villains instead of 1. Sorry, it's not going there. The only thing that saves this from possibly going even down to the 50-50, because I would have put that there, given the fact I only like the author part of it. Well, no, I only like the Queens of Darkness part of it. The author part was a little weird. But the reason why it's not 50-50 is the fact that it, the Wicked Witch came back, and that's what I really liked about the episode. It got me by surprise. I really did like the alternate reality at the end. I would say it's not the best arc though Emma does become the Dark One at the end, so that's why I'd probably put it there. It was a good cliffhanger, but one cliffhanger can't save the entire arc. So because it sets up for the next arc, so it doesn't count. So I'm gonna put in the good section. So we'll see. You can have all season fours. Okay, there are some season three stuff that are gonna be in the same section, but all the season fours are separate. So I kind of want to kind of bounce everything around and not keep everything the same. So all right, so down to season 5. Don't worry, I don't hate it. Just let me scroll up really quick. Gotta switch the posters out because I used the wrong ones. So season overall is 50-50. As far as the Dark Swan arc itself, I did not like the curse, but I did love seeing Merida. I did like the show towards the end when the flashbacks were wrapping up and we weren't doing the curse thing anymore. So I wouldn't say, it's kind of, I'm choosing, it's not the best season, but it's either good 50-50 or okay. Compared to the parts I do like about it and the parts I don't like about it, I'm not quite sure. Then again, I don't want to put it with the season overall. I think I did like the Underworld better, so I'm going to put it in the okay section. And then I think on the Underworld, it wasn't the best, but it was a good season. It was better than 50-50. It was better than okay. Hang on, let me drop it there for a second. So here's the second half of season 5. It's Apple. It's a fire apple. It wasn't the best season, though. My favorite episode of season 5 would have to be in that season. My favorite episode is when Cora and the Wicked Witch got to finally meet both actors and characters. I thought that was cool because they were from 2 separate seasons and they never met before. Cora sometimes shows up in flashbacks, but the Wicked Witch doesn't in those flashbacks, so they just never met before. And I liked how they both met in the flashback. Kid Wicked Witch and Cora, and then adult Wicked Witch and Cora in the present. I thought that was cool. So that's what makes this a good season. Not the best though, and it was sad seeing Robin Hood die, but not as emotional as like the Snow Queen, I'd say. So it was a good half. Let's just put it like that. It was a good half. Season 6 doesn't have 2 halves. This is where they stopped doing the 2 half things. So that's why I'm probably going to rank the musical, but we're going to skip over that now and go to season 7 after this. I'm going to switch this poster with this one. It was an okay season overall. However, if I were to divide it in half, I would say I love the untold stories, seeing new fairy tales instead of every 11 episodes. Seeing a new fairy tale every episode was kind of a good for a change, but I did kind of miss the half season arcs because it was going a little all over the place. I did like towards the end the final battle though. So I would probably put it at 50-50. Now the season overall, I think it was okay, but it did end the show, and actually, now that I think about it, the final battle did cover pretty much most of the season, so I think it's better than 50-50. And because of the musical episode, which is my favorite episode of the entire series, I don't want to put it as the best season though, because I feel like it doesn't quite fit with the best, but it was a good season. So we'll put it up there. It's worth watching. So my favorite season is worth watching over and over again. Those are the seasons and arcs that are worth watching over and over again. Best would mean I would go back and watch it again after a while. Good means that it was good, but I would only watch it again if I did a marathon. And then 50-50 means it's good, but I don't think I'd watch it again or go back to it. Okay. If it's kind of same thing, meh. I probably would have not watched it if I would have known it was going to cancel. I don't know. So, anyway, but yeah, I love sticking with shows till the very end. And so, anyway, so yeah, I think we'll just put where season 6 is. Season overall, okay. But I think if we were divided in half, one half would go down here in the okay section and the other would be good. So, alright, season 7. Let's see here. Where are you, season 7? Where did you go? Oh, right here. Okay, sorry, I don't hate it. Let me, so season 7 was kind of meh. Even if you were to cut it in half, I would kind of probably put it in the same section, kind of meh. There was only a few episodes I liked. I would probably say it's the opposite, where, like, remember that one time I was talking about, like, season 2, where I was talking about I only liked 2/3 of it? This is where I only liked 1/3 of it. So it has to be lower than 50-50. In fact, if I were to cut this in half, I guess I would put in the okay section, but just thinking about the season overall, it was kind of meh. So we'll kind of do that. Once Upon a Time is my favorite show of all time, so I don't know if any of these will go into the hate section or garbage section, but I have them just in case I'm wrong. Um, so, ooh, did I not put this on there? Hang on, did I not put this on there? Oh, these are to represent the half seasons, right? Okay. So I guess we'll switch these around. I'll put the first half of season 2. Well, it's not really arcish. I guess we do have 3 posters here. Season overall was just good. I'd say, yeah. Okay, okay. I guess I did have an extra poster for season 2. Um, I'm trying to think here. So first half, second half. First half, second half. Second half, I like the core bits, not the last 6 episodes though. So maybe I would put that down here and put the first half with this season. Okay. So let's see. Did I forget season 1 as well? Where's season 1? Okay, yes, I did. So now I have to put season 1 up there. Okay, so I did have a poster to cut the seasons in half, even if they're not full seasons. Honestly, season 1 is more difficult because I like the season overall and I like each half. So anyway, all of the season 1s will go in the best, but not my favorite. All right. What do we have left here? The musical and the specials. Let's do the musical episode. So the musical episode is my favorite episode of the whole show, so it's going in perfect. We're gonna put in the perfect section. Let's see. I don't have any other seasons with 3 posters in the same category, do I? No. Okay, it shouldn't be more than 2. So actually, I'm gonna move. That's kind of tricky. Oh yeah, I remember I was dividing it by flashbacks. So let's see, if I just had to choose which one was better, flashbacks or present day, I'd say the flashbacks were better. So let's put the present day down in the good section. How about that? There we go. I like that. I'm satisfied with that ranking. 4, 5, 6. Wow, we got a lot of here. See, most of the show is pretty much good, guys. None of it's really that bad. Let's see, and maybe with season 2, yeah. First half, second half. Anyway, it's kind of weird. Yeah. With the second half, it's kind of 50-50. The core episodes, yes, but not the other 6. Anyway. Okay. Sorry, I'm changing my mind as we're moving on. Okay. So, let's see. I put the music episode as the perfect favorite episode of the whole season. Let's rank the songs individually. We'll use this for our songs. Songs. I like the musical episode perfectly overall. The songs were the best. That's all there has to say. Yeah, I think they were about the best. Probably not my favorite songs. The songs weren't my favorite of the show. The show's not mostly known for music, but I'd say because they made a musical episode, that's why it's my favorite of the show. But the songs, I'll put in the best section just to keep them in separate categories. I would not say they're my favorite part about the show, though. It's the storyline and the whole fact that fairy tales are mixed together, and yeah. So that's why it's not in the perfect. But musical episode in general will go in the perfect section, but the songs are the best. So yes. And then, if Once Upon a Time was a Broadway musical, what do I think? Do I think it would perform well or not? Click here to add an image, click here to remove it, or nope, we don't need any more images. I have them all. Okay. I think if Once Upon a Time were a musical, I really want to turn into a musical. I think it would be my new favorite part of the entire show. especially if they do season 1 and 6. Now, if they can't, if it's just season 1, I understand, but I would like Act 1 to be season 1 and Act 2 to be season 6, so that way the final battle can happen. So yeah, I think that would be my favorite thing. You guys might have a different opinion. So now, oh, I have a Once Upon a Time in Wonderland poster over here. Oh yeah, did we rank Once Upon a Time in Wonderland? We did not. No, we did. Huh. How many posts? Okay, I counted. I have 40. Well, let's just say if we were to split this in half, I would say the show could have ended after Alice and Cyrus were back together. They didn't need to save Wonderland. Though I did like the episode where they went to Storybrooke, and I would consider that better. And so I would put if we cut Wonderland series in half, I'd put the second half in 50-50 and the first half in okay. We only have 2 posters though, so one has to represent the series overall. Okay, so I would say overall it was okay. Combining it with the rest of the show, it was 50-50. How about that? Okay, it will be weird. I know it's a confusing ranking, but I have 2 posters, so there I have to do something. Oh no! I have a third one. Haha. Okay. So the show overall was okay. The second half was 50-50. The first half, the second half was only 5 episodes, so it's because considering most of it was the first half, that's why it's in the okay section. But if you take out the second half, there's not. Well, they do have the Maleficent and Robin Hood crossover. I put it in meh if it wasn't for that Robin Hood and Maleficent crossover, but because they had that, I think I'll put it in 50-50. Plus, in many categories, we have 2 of the same season in each category, so that's fine. I just don't want 3 in the same season. So yeah, it looks like we're good because 3, 3, 4, 6 musical. Okay, so only 2 threes. 1, 1. Yeah, and that's the only 2 in there. 2, 2, 4, 5, 6, 1. Okay, yep. And then 5, 2, 1, Wonderland. And then 6, Wonderland. Okay, yep. 5, 7. Okay, and then 7. So yeah, so only 2 from the same season should be in the same category. All right. Now oh, and I have another poster for the musical. Let's see. There is a song on YouTube of someone trying to make a musical song, and so ranking the song separate because it's not part of the musical episode, I think I would also put it as a favorite song. Some of you might disagree. Go look it up. It's a good YouTube mesh. I know these actors aren't the real actors, so don't judge the actors, just judge the singing and the lyrics, okay? Don't judge the actors, because I know the actors aren't the real deal, and I would drop it down just because that's not Jennifer Goodwin or Jennifer Morrison or Robert Carlyle. I understand, but or Lana Parrilla, but like this is not a judgment based on it's the song. So judge it based on the song, and you could put your own ranking. Let's see. Am I missing anything else? No. All I see is the specials, the series overall, beginning and end. Perfect. Okay. Last category. So we've done the seasons, we've done the arcs, and we've done the musical. Now we just got to do, and pretty much everything else in between. Now we just got to do the specials. So there's, like I said, overall, the specials were the best. They weren't my favorite, but they were the best. Now ranking the 9 specials individually. Obviously, season 1 didn't have any, but season 2 was the first one. It's called Magic is Coming. Let's see, can I read these? Yes, I can. Okay. Magic is Coming. It's not trash. Hang on, sorry. Magic is Coming was a recap told by the genie or the mirror, Sidney Glass. He was telling the story of season 1, and honestly, it was a good recap. It had probably one of the best. though not all of us could use a recap. I'd say it's one of the best recaps of season one. The Price of Magic was not needed because it came right before season 2, episode 19, and then you have Journey to Neverland, which is before season 3, episode 1, and that's only a 4 episode difference. So it's like either do not do one for Neverland or put that with Price of Magic, or take Price of Magic out and not do another one till season 3. And so it's kind of late into the season, especially since there's not really a second half for season 2. It's told by the actor who plays King George. He recaps. I would have preferred if they just recapped the first 18 episodes of season 2, but they recapped season 1 for any new viewers coming in. It kind of gets repetitive after you watch it in the Magic is Coming. It's a repetitive recap. Most of it's not because it focuses on the recap of season 2, but it does have a little bit of season 1 as well. So it's not one of the best. It feels repetitive. But it was still good. I still enjoy it. I don't say it was 50-50. I don't say it was half bad. It was mostly good. So I'll put it in the good section. The next recap special that ABC decided to host right before premiere was season 3, Journey to Neverland, which I think was not necessary. Now, I never seen the episode before because when I joined the show for season 3, episode 1 and 2 already aired and I had to watch it on demand. When I found out Peter Pan was a villain, and then I watched 3 live, 4 live, so on, right? So because I missed this special, I couldn't rank it properly. But then I just bought it on YouTube and wasted $35 on buying the whole season just to get this episode because it was the only way to get it, which was on YouTube. So, Journey to Neverland. After watching it now, a couple months ago, after buying it, it wasn't probably worth the buy, but I liked having all the specials. It kind of repeats season 1, and then season 2 it kind of does too. It focuses on season 2, but most of the stuff you already got in The Price of Magic, and it's only the last 4 episodes and probably the last 10 minutes of the specials where it kind of gets new, and you actually get to meet the creators of the show for the first time, and they tell you a little bit about Neverland, which is why it's not meh or okay. It's kind of 50-50. Actually, no, it's not, because that's only the end of the episode that they recap 19 through 22. I think, but, the recap idea starts to get a little old third time around. So actually, I'd put it okay, but it's not meh. Though, there was only 4 episodes to recap on, so I don't think this was necessarily. In fact, now I'm rethinking about it. Because there was only a 4 episode difference. I'm probably gonna put it. No, do I want to put it in meh? No, I don't know. No, I'll put it in okay, because I really liked their setup. Okay, we'll put it in okay. But I will say this: Storybrooke Has Frozen Over was the last recap one. Does that say Storybrooke Has Frozen Over? Oh, we forgot Wicked is Coming. Whoops. Hold it. Wicked is Coming. They recap the whole show again. Storybrooke Has Frozen Over is the last recap, and then it's mostly Q&A specials after that. But, I would say Wicked is Coming is just kind of a repeat, and it's kind of meh at that point. Like, during Neverland, sure, third time is a charm, that's why Back to the Future stops with 3, because it's good to stop when you're okay. You don't want to go into the meh section. But Wicked is Coming, I don't think was necessarily. Actually, I'd switch these around. I did kind of like Wicked is Coming. If Journey to Neverland did not exist, and you just watched the last 4 episodes of season 2 and then 11 episodes of season 3, a good recap, especially since this is the first season with a 3-month status, because like season 1 and 2 they aired in January and February, but when season 3 is the first season where you had the winter finale, and then you had to wait all the way till March to watch the rest of the show. So I think this was kind of good. If you're doing a marathon, not as much, but if we're judging this based on like timing and airing on live TV, it was kind of a nice recap. But Journey to Neverland, I will actually just put in meh. And Wicked is Coming, it was actually okay, because I'm not giving it enough credit, I feel like. Storybrooke Has Frozen Over. Well, they don't have that episode anywhere, but I did watch it live, and if I remember right from the episode, it was the last recap episode, which for someone who started with season 3 and missed Journey to Neverland but watched Wicked is Coming, I would probably put this in the good or best section. But now that I've seen all the specials and I'm trying to judge this from a first watch of season 1 to 7, not 3 to 7, um, don't know. It's a little too much at this point. So I kind of hate it. And actually, I do hate that I don't have access to this episode because it has been a long time since I've seen it. So I can't really judge it fairly. But I did make an episode for myself of behind the scenes stuff, and it wasn't. And the videos I collided together aren't perfect quality. I don't hate the episode I made. In fact, I'd probably put that in the best section, not my favorite section, but the best section. But just judging it in all aspects, I did not like putting the episode together. So I'm going to put in the hate section, especially since it's not available. That's not judging the episode itself, I guess. So I guess that's not fair, but I feel like Once Upon a Time is my favorite show, and I'm kind of being biased if I don't put anything in the hate section. So I'll just start putting Storybrooke as Frozen over. Not to say I hate Frozen, because if you go up, look, Frozen, the season itself is actually in the perfect season or in the best. So, don't, it's just the special. Now, as far as Secrets of Storybrooke, this is where Jennifer Morrison, who plays Emma Swan, gives a behind the scenes of how it works and where the real town of Storybrooke is at. I really like that. It was a nice change. So I'm not going to put it in the meh. Sorry, I'm just trying to scroll up. So it was a better special than other episodes. It was a little short, so I wish it was longer. Which is why it's not in the perfect section, because I have some feedback. But it's between good or best, because it's better than 50-50. It's definitely something new. So we have a special in both of them, and it's kind of a tie overall. So let's see what would draw the line. They did give some hints on season 4, so I think it's one of the best specials. And then you have a Q&A, Dark Swan Rises, a Once Upon a Time fan celebration, which before finding out about season 5 and how downgraded it was, everyone was looking forward to Evil Swan. And I really did enjoy it, and I love the fan questions. It was something new. We actually got to see the cast. So for anyone who doesn't go to Comic-Con or watches behind the scenes on DVDs and only watches the show live, they would get to see the cast. So judging it based on that, it's not my favorite episode, but it's one of the best. So yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Wow, there's 9 in here. Wow. I feel like I want to drop one of them. I think the specials overall, now that I've been thinking about it as we're grading each special individually, we got 4 up here, 3 down here. It sounds like I'm starting to we still have 2 more. So actually, hold that thought. I might move the specials down, but we'll see. Let me do the last 2. So if you're not keeping up, The Price of Magic and Magic is Coming is season 2. Then you have Journey to Neverland and Wicked is Coming season 3. And then you have Frozen and Queens of Darkness, which is Secrets of Storybrooke, and Storybrooke has Frozen Over. That's season 4. Season 5 only has 1 special. Remember, there wasn't one for the Underworld. So Dark Swan Rises, a Once Upon a Time fan celebration. Season 7 does not have any specials. Wonderland doesn't have any specials. So that leads us to Season 6, which has 2 specials, and these are the last 2. Evil Reigns Once More. It's another Q&A. And I actually really like it. I actually got to rewatch it on YouTube recently. It's one of those other episodes, like Journey to Neverland, that you can only buy on YouTube now. It's not on Disney Plus or anything. But I really liked it. More Q&A. It's okay to have it at least twice. I would say it's the same thing as a recap for Magic is Coming and Price of Magic. Second time around is good and better than okay. It's only the third time where it starts to be like a little too much. And speaking of which, you do get to meet the cast again for the third time, but this is not like season 2 or 3 where they're like 4 episodes apart. So you have the season 5 special, right? But because there's not one for the Underworld, you go 23 episodes without a special. So it's been a while since you've seen the cast. This is why it's okay to see them again. Similar to that, this special comes on right before the final battle. So it's almost part of season 7, but it's before the finale, so that's why it's not, right? It's called The Final Battle Begins for a reason. It's not The Final Battle Ends. Though they do talk a little bit about what's going on in season 7. They don't give much spoilers because they don't want to spoil the season 6 finale, but they do say it's going to be way different and some of the cast is going to disappear, but they don't say anything plot wise. So I think that's smart, especially since it's before the finale. Um, as far as having Q&A and seeing the cast for the third time, again, this is another year later, but at the same time, it doesn't matter what the time frame is. Kind of gets a little old. However, I would say it's better than Journey to Neverland because it's not within a 4 episode difference, and it's also not 11 episode difference. So this special, I think I would give a 50-50. So we have 3 specials here, 2 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. There's a special in almost every category. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The only one that doesn't have a special in it is perfect. I don't say the specials are perfect. They're not even part of the main show anyway, so it's fine. I wouldn't say any of them are trash either, so that kind of works out perfectly now. You have 1 in every section. Or 2 in every section, or if you look at this best section, there's 3. Now that we've ranked them all, I think I'm going to down stack the specials. So, ignoring the top and bottom one, divide the three categories: the best, good, and 50. How many specials do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then we have down here 1, 2, 3. So it looks like 2/3 of it I like better. So I wouldn't give this a 10 out of 10, but it's also 6 out of 9 instead of, if it was 5 out of 9, that's pretty much 50-50. Because it's 6 out of 9, I think I'm going to move this to the good section, but then at the same time, section it may this one had like what, 6, 7, 8, it had 9 on here, and this one had 8. Now they just switched places, so now I'm like, well, because this is 50-50, let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, and even then, okay. So I gotta admit, the specials are at least good. Okay, fine. I guess we'll just be okay with that kind of category. I kind of want to drop one more down to the 50-50 section, but it's fine. It's fine. Okay. So now, I don't understand why I have 2 Once Upon a Time titles here. Ranking the beginning of the show. I think the beginning of the show was awesome. It had a great start. So I'm going to move this up. I don't know if it was a perfect beginning because I started with season 3 and I thought that was perfect. I guess it was perfect to start with the end of a story where Snow White wakes up from her sleeping curse. So, and why couldn't you like the beginning of the show? But like, I don't know if I would consider my favorite. Unless you want to count season 3 as the beginning of the show for me. So, I put it in the best, though. Because a lot of my season 1 things are in the best section. And it didn't start in the real world. So that's why it doesn't belong in the real world. It belongs in the flashback section because it started with a flashback. Otherwise, I'd put it in the good section. As far as the end of the show, did it have a good series finale? I'd say it was better than season 6. They had a better finale. But they didn't need it. Season 6 would have been fine. If season 6 was the end of the show, I'd put it in the good section because it ended good. It was better than the season itself. And oh look, there's even already a season 6 in here. But because of season 7, yes, I would say it is my favorite episode of the whole season anyway. It's not my favorite episode of the whole show, so probably not in the perfect section, but since it's in my favorite episode of the season, I put in one of the best. Let's put it down here. So yeah, so 3, 6, 9, 10. There's 10 in the best section. So the series overall, it's not meh, sorry. Series overall, I'm gonna judge this based on what I have and not based on my opinion now. So it looks like I like for the majority of the show. It looks like I like it in the best series. Consider this is the biggest row right here. Then you got good, and then you got perfect in 3rd place, and then you got okay in 4th place, and then 50-50 in 6th, then meh in 7th, and then hate in 8th. So, yeah, and I don't hit the show. So, I don't want to put this in the good section because it's too big, but it is my favorite show of all time, and I think it's perfect just in general. Seasons individually are not, and they could technically not exist just to make the show better, but overall, I'm going to put it in here. And you may think this only has 6 seasons on it, but if you click on the image, there's actually 8. It's just covering the other 2. Maybe just for fun, I would put any more Once Upon a Time shows would be garbage. We'll just say that, because I already have a poster of the show overall, um, and don't forget it's up here. And then I already have one for the beginning of the show, which is the best. I guess if we wanted to rank the title sequences, we could, but then I'd have to get another one for Wonderland. So no, I'm just gonna only put the last picture down here. Once Upon a Time is obviously not garbage, and I'd be okay. I would be excited if they did another show, but I'm just putting it here to fill in every category here, which means we have a tie between hate and garbage. Maybe I should combine these two. The only reason why I didn't was because I had 7 categories and I hate odd numbers, so I created an 8th one. I guess I could put it in the meh. I think if they did a new show, it could be meh. Because yeah, none of them have 3 in it. But we do have a 4. No one has 5, but we have a 6, 7. No one has 8. We have a 9 and a 10. I think it could be 50-50. Since we don't know if Once Upon a Time is ever going to come back, I can't judge a new show correctly. So we'll put in the 50-50 section. And therefore, none of Once Upon a Time is garbage. Though there is something I do hate about Once Upon a Time, and there's always a few meh things and okay things, and 50-50, good, best, favorite, perfect. But there's nothing garbage about Once Upon a Time. So with that said, that is my whole ranking. Now you can see the whole thing. You don't need to see the garbage section. It's empty. So that's it. That's my ranking of Once Upon a Time. Thanks for watching. And sorry for talking so long. If you're interested in a Once Upon a Time marathon, I go live every Sunday night at 6:50 with the show starting at 7, just like the good old days. Utah time, you know. I know some people think Once Upon a Time started at 8, but for me it was 7. So if you want to join me every Sunday night, we start at 6:50 with the show at 7, Q&A at 9:15, live streaming ending at 9:30. Sometimes we'll do 4 episodes. When that happens, we cancel our Q&A and we end it at 10. But for most weeks, we watch our 3 episodes, end at 9:15, do our Q&A. We already started the marathon, so after I do that live stream, by the time you're receiving this, episode 10 through 12 should already be out. Go watch it, and then I'm not doing Once Upon a Time on Mother's Day, so join me on May 18th when we review episodes 13 through 15. Once a oncer, always a oncer, and thank you for watching this ranking of Once Upon a Time. Until the live streams or until you come back to my channel, see you soon. Bye, y'all.